Hi, everyone, and welcome to MoveCo Live. I am your host, Samantha Moonsammy Gordon, and here we are together at home. I hope you're safe, taking care of each other in this unique time in history. Here we are over at MoveCo Live, and we've got a great guest speaker with us today, Selina Rose. Can't wait to hear all about a really important topic that I think is on everyone's mind. Stress management, how to get rid of it, how to shake it off. We are living in unprecedented times. We have a lifestyle right now that you've probably never had to live before. It's big adjustments. So we're super happy to have Selina with us to talk about, all things on just like really tangible takeaways. What I love about Selina is, she just gives it to us, great bite-sized information, but she can also like really go deep in. She's an amazing coach, highly recommend her. So super excited to speak with her today. And today's show, MoveCo Live, is brought to you by the Green Beaver Company. So if you haven't already tried this amazing Canadian company, visit our website, movecam.ca. You can pick up a $10 gift card so you can try out their products for the first time. And also, when you join our community, you get 25% off your products. So enjoy that. Thank you again, Green Beaver, for your support. And Selina, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. Happy to be here. I think it's a really great time to chat about this subject. It's on everyone's mind. So,
Absolutely. And yes, it is Mental Health Week, and the theme this week is social connection. So I really hope that this MoveCo Live helps with that social connection. I know for me, Selina, just seeing you across the screen here really brings me, much joy. It's my only way, really. I'm having conversations with people. So thank you so much for, helping with that during this time. So I want to tell you, everyone, who is Selina Rose? So Selina is an author, a nutritionist, and a personal leadership coach. She helps busy women remove the roadblocks to living a life that feels on the inside as good as it looks on the outside. So thank you so much, Selina. We're going to get right into this juicy topic and tell us, what are some of the biggest misconceptions about stress?
okay, well, there's a lot of them, but I think the biggest one that I hear the most often is the idea that you need to feel stressed in order to be stressed. The misconception there really is that stress on the body is emotional upset. And while that's one form of stress, you can feel stressed, because you're anxious or because you're emotionally reacting to something. But in reality, stress is a response that happens inside of your body. It happens on the chemical level, on the cellular level, and it changes the way that your body is responding to food, to any other kind of stimulus that's coming at you. And so you might not feel that that's going on, but your body knows that it's going on. So by far, one of the biggest misconceptions about stress is that we need to feel stressed in order to be stressed. And then something else that I hear people say is that stress is healthy. It helps me to perform my best. They're referring to what's called eustress, kind of like that, adrenaline lift, the nervous excitement that helps people perform well. A little bit of that can be okay depending on what activity you're doing, what you're using that boost for, particularly if it's something that is physical that's going to expend that energy and that boost in hormones. But that actually operating from that kind of frantic energy all the time is not good for our bodies, our minds, our digestion long term, and that it's a learned response, a learned adaptive response that our body can take on, and we don't actually need it. We don't actually need that stress pressure in order to function well. So that's one of the other big misconceptions, that we might be used to it, but we don't need it.
Such important reminders. I think we can all relate to that. Thinking that it's a good thing to kind of push us to the next level. And this kind of brings me to the next topic that I think we're all sort of concerned about, the relationship between stress and illness. We often hear that stress contributes to illness. How does stress impact the body, and what effect does it have on our health?
If we think of stress as though it is a change in our hormone makeup and a change in the cascade of chemicals that are happening inside of our bodies, then with those changes, whenever we're not in kind of like a normal state, let's say, or our homeostatic state, then we are different on some level. There's been a shift there away from what the normal bodily processes are. So when that happens, a number of things can result. One of the big ones is an increase in inflammation. When your body has that increase in inflammation, it's going to affect all of your tissues in multiple different ways. Increase in inflammation can mean cardiovascular risks. It can mean changes in the way that your memory functions. It can mean changes in the way that your body digests and assimilates food. Which can then have other consequences in terms of your gut health, and that leads directly into your immune system, because most of the immune system is concentrated in the gut. So that's, I think, one of the big takeaways to have today around how stress impacts your body, is that it can lower immune function. And so if we think about this evolutionarily, when we historically were stressed, when our ancestors were stressed, it was actually a life or death situation that they were in. They needed to run away from a predator to get to safety. So it really was life or death. So when they get that adrenaline influx, their body would send all of their resources to their extremities. So into the arms, into the legs, we're ready to either fight or we're ready to use our legs and run away. Now that stress response in the body hasn't changed, but the level of severity of the stressors has. So we're still having that same response in our body, but the situation is much milder. Maybe we got in an argument with somebody, or someone cut us off in traffic. They're not really life or death situations, but our body's response hasn't changed. And so when we think about it like that, our body's having this massive response all the time. And that really does affect our immune system. So if we are in this chronic ongoing state of stress, or we're constantly having those hormones to pump us up and lift us up, we're suppressing our immune system little by little. So that's something that is really important at this time. I think we're all kind of thinking about our health and our immune systems, but we might not have made the connection yet that the level of stress that we carry and the level of kind of agitation in our nervous system even is going to affect our immune response, in addition to the other things that we need to do to keep our bodies healthy.
So much great knowledge, Selena. It's obvious you know so much about this topic, and thank you you've really provided that landscape of helping us understand like stress in our lives. And I don't think there's one person listening to this who can't say, okay, yeah, I've had that moment. I've had that moment. So, we are all dealing with this in our everyday life. And I know you're a coach on this, and you help people through this as one of your programs. Tell us, for someone who's saying, okay, I'm ready, like give me your favorite top 3 tips on how do we reduce the stress in our life?
Okay, so top 3, one of the easiest things that we can do, and easy in the sense that it's simple, but it might be a challenge to put into practice, would be to protect what goes into your mind. When we think about the connection between stress and the physical symptoms and health of our body, that really, to me, is the perfect meeting place to show us that, in fact, the state of our mind and state of our thoughts really does carry over into the state of our physical health. So I would say protect what goes into your mind. Turn off the news as much as possible. I know right now that's largely how we're getting updates, and we're kind of in a unique situation right now, but notice how your body is responding. Are you listening to the news all the time and feeling tense and agitated? Are you waking up in the morning having clenched your jaw all night, or feeling stiff? These are some signs that what's going on in your mind is affecting the stress level in your body, and in turn affecting your health. So protecting what goes into your mind would be number one. Number two is to move your body. And now this is going to look different for everybody. There's no specific prescription in terms of what level of exercise is, best for managing stress. That's going to be really individual for everybody. But if you make a point to move your body every day, it gets you out of your head, it gets you into your body, and it helps to release those healthy endorphins and reverse that stress response long term with doing moderate exercise. And then the other thing I would recommend is to actually create practices that you can have throughout your day that allow you to come back to center. So, for example, if you are somebody who drives to and from work regularly with heavy traffic, and maybe you're listening to the radio and you're thinking about your day and you're just very stimulated. There's a lot going on. Your mind, your vision is taking in a lot of things. Your mind's doing a lot of work. By the time you get to work, your body has likely produced a chemical reaction to what you've just been through and what you've taken in, especially if being in traffic is even remotely stressful or upsetting to you. So what we want to do is create rituals that can bring you back to center and calm you down. And breathing exercises are fantastic for this, because even a mild stressor situation like the one I just described is enough that it can kind of knock you off center, and you want to bring your body back to center and allow your nervous system to calm down. So, doing breathing practices, something that you can do in your car, before you get out of your car and go into work, or before you get out of your car and go into your house at the end of the day, just to bring you back to center, to calm your nervous system down, to let your body relax, and to send that signal on the inside that everything is okay.
I love it. Such great ideas. And I love the word rituals. So when we start thinking about it like that, they're kind of in our toolkit for when things happen. So tell us, Selina, what's in your ritual toolkit to manage stress? What do you do?
Well, I don't watch the news. That's a big one for me. That's something that I stopped doing a number of years ago and really never looked back. I found that if there was something really important that I needed to know about, usually through conversation with the people around me, it would come up and I would be informed that way. And then I could choose specifically what I needed to research more or educate myself further about. So that's one thing. I also have a morning and evening routine that I swear by. This is my way of setting my body and mind up for the day. I usually do some meditation, do some deep breathing, some reading, maybe even some journaling, a mix of those types of activities that I find really calming and centering. They feel like my happy place and like a good space for me emotionally and in my body. And then the third thing I do is really simple. I just make time for things that bring me joy. And now this could be as simple as, calling my sister and chatting with her and, seeing my nieces and nephew on FaceTime, something like that to bring a smile to my face. Or maybe it's, coloring or doing yoga, something like that I enjoy, that I just find simple things that really make me feel connected to myself.
Oh, so good. Yeah, we do very similar things. I think it's so important to have your rituals. I love that you meditate and journal and read a book. I mean, these are all things we have access to at home. Like, who has that big pile of books that they haven't read yet? Like, just start somewhere, start small. I can't think of how many leaders I've read or listened to who said so many of the similar things that you do, Selina. And it's another reason to remember, like, we're all human and we're all connected. And these are all such great tools for us to all come together. So Selina, you've been a breath of fresh air. So, Yeah, it made me feel so good to listen to all these opportunities on how to reduce our stress. I already feel lighter just from like listening and absorbing it and just knowing that, within us lies the power to create this change. And I think we're all walking away from this talk today on MoveCo Live with some really tangible ideas. So tell us, how are some ways that people can connect with you and work with you?
Well, you can connect with me on Instagram at selinarose.inc. That's where I love to engage with people, have chats in the comments, send me a DM, anything that you are dealing with. If you think I might be able to help or shed some light, I likely can, or maybe I know somebody who can. So I'd love to connect with people that way. And then I have a free guide. It actually helps with calming down your nervous system. It teaches you a really simple technique that you can do anywhere, anytime, takes as little as 2 minutes, and is going to help to calm your nervous system down. That's called my De-Stress On Demand Guide. And you can get that at selinarose.info/D-stress. And I think we can put the link to that with this video too.
Exactly. So I'm going to put all these resources in our show notes. And my last question to you, Selina, is, you talk about activities that bring you joy. And, once we have a chance to kind of remove some of these limitations we have in our everyday life now with social distancing, what will be one of the first things that you'll want to do?
Honestly, I'm like really feeling like a hug. I know that is just so simple, but I live alone. And so, yeah, I just look forward to like hugging my best friends and being able to have that physical touch, being able to also just connect in person and, do something simple like eat dinner together again.
Exactly. Oh, so beautiful. So there we have it, folks. Another amazing MoveCo Live today, all about stress management. And let's just let that stress just lift away. Here's our chance to just live our best life with all these great tips. And so happy to have Coach Selina Rose on with us today. And a big thank you to the Green Beaver Company for helping to host the show. Really appreciate your partnership. So if you're interested in getting some great Green Beaver products, a $10 gift card, 25% off, visit our website at movecamp.ca. I'm Samantha Moonsammy Gordon, your host of MoveCo Live. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Selina.
Thank you.